A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, these seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love. I kept on looking, but everyone's such a bore. And out of a sight. It's the coffee company. The Santa's doing his rounds, fans of blankets and rounds. Don't be sorry if you missed it. Kit Kat is a biscuit. It's the coffee company. It's the coffee company. It's the coffee company. Oh yeah, baby, smell the brew. It's the coffee company, and it's shipping to you. Coffee, coffee company, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the coffee company. It's the coffee company. Coffee,
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. That is the Coffee Company. It is Wednesday, the 26th of March, and it's a lovely sunny day. And at this last second, the big chocolate Archie has arrived to give us all the fun, all the games. Kuva is still not feeling too well at the moment, so everyone wish Kuva better. He's not feeling too well, so we've decided to just do a normal coffee show. I'm not feeling the greatest either. So you know what you do on a day you're not doing too well? You better get on a load of people who are just going to take the piss out of Brian Daigle. And that's what we like to do. But Brian's not at the camera at the moment. So Bobby, how are you feeling, Big Archie?
Not too bad, buddy. Can't complain. You got a nice sunny day over there, but we got snow. Yay!
Yay!
So,
We love snow. But Aki, how are you doing this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm all good, buddy. I'm all good. As Bobby said, it's snowing here, but with great people today, both on the stream and in the chat, so it's going to be a good one.
Always. And Flower Power came in at the last minute. How are you doing, Flower Power?
Yeah, I'm good, to be honest. I actually am good.
Yeah, you're doing good. But let's see who's in the chat to take us through the show. We've got 18 of you in here so far, so make sure you like and subscribe to the Coffee Company. And let's just be nice. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Rinketics in the house saying hi. Oh, good to see you, Rinky Dinky. Hopefully you're well. We got the 2 Mark Show. Mr. Sheriff is in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We got Swifties in the house. Good to see you. Yes, it does. It's everyone's. We have Jason Bells in the house. Good to see you. YouTube member. Hopefully you're well. Scott M, YouTube member. Good morning to 2 of my favorite people on YouTube. And Bobby K. You just ignore James Flower, Scott. How dare you? How dare you ignore Flower Power? How very dare you? And we have the big up to the other 3 as well. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sheriff. Hopefully you're well. Big up from the King of Bingo, who is at this moment driving down to London because we are going to Leyton Orient versus Stevenage tomorrow, and it's going to be a good game. I'm going to enjoy watching some football. Snow in March sounds miserable. I'm wearing shorts today. Yeah, Scott. Yeah.
In July.
Yes, I do. We have Phil Coy. It's good to see you, Phil Army. We got Colin Crossamano's in the house saying hi, boys. Okay. Oh, and we got Stu Boy, YouTube member saying afternoon, Ben, Brian, James, and Bobby K. And everyone in chat. It's good to see you. Make sure you like and sub to the Coffee Company if you haven't already. Brian, what would you like to talk about today? We've got
an hour to kill and nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
What a wonderful world.
What a wonderful world. Is what we like to. It's what we like to talk about.
I don't know what we can talk about.
No.
How long Yuki Tsunoda's going to last in that second Red Bull?
Oh, has he finally been? No one likes Formula One here.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, no one likes
I
Formula
do.
One.
I love Formula One.
Yuki
I love
Tsunoda,
Formula One. What are you talking about?
How long is
Okay,
he?
you and Ben have a chat, and me and Bobby will just have a chat over here. We'll have a dual stream.
We'll have a dual stream.
What's Formula One?
True
The kids when they were little.
Bobby Coover. Correct. Correct.
That's how big I'm sure.
Wales was good last night. Davis outstanding, and Brennan did better also. Big up BJ. Big up Brennan Johnson.
Big up the BJs every time.
Yeah, big up the BJs. Yeah,
Big
I don't
up.
care about Brennan
BJ
Johnson, but big up the BJs.
Show's
Jay, can I
off
say, is that your
the-
new
show's
van?
off the rails already.
Yeah,
James, is that your new van?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
How
cool.
is your
Yeah,
new
well,
van? You've had,
in
you've had
van
it for a
heaven.
week. You've had it for a week. How's it going?
I would say it's been good, but it's been dreadful because since I've got it, I haven't stopped working. So that's a
Alright,
good
sorry,
thing and a bad thing.
Is it a new white van?
It's grey. I didn't want to
Is
go
it
white. I
easier
went grey.
to put the children in it, or is it harder
Yeah.
than
More space. I could get more.
get more kids in there?
Oh, geez.
No
Oh,
white vans here, Bobby. He should have had a brown van. He should have got a brown van. Yeah,
Yeah, but then everybody's got to use UPS.
yeah, indeed. We have Kudos is in the house. Good to see her.
Hey,
Good to
Kudos.
see her. Shemtan, good to see her. Mr. Ben Giovanni, Mr. Dagalus, the legendary Mr. Bobby K, and Mr. Flower Power. Hopefully you're well today. Good to see her. YouTube member. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're well.
Hope everybody's well today.
Mr. Flipper Flop.
Every single one of you.
He's not here.
Oh, hey, Will.
Will's here.
What's up, buddy?
The 20th of February crew.
What? Ah, yeah.
The 20th of February crew.
I found his coffee.
Stuart.
The Suzuki Swift to a van. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
I don't know
back
if you
in
know
a
this, James, but
I'll be
there's
back
this
in a sec.
Suzuki Swift advert that's in Europe, I guess, that Stuart had found a few months back. And the guy is, well, kind of my skin tone with a beard.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only things we have in common.
Yeah, all it was a
Stuart
handsome
goes,
man.
hey,
with
you're
a
in an
beard.
advert. I was just... Frick.
This man can't talk because he's got Al's toys as his profile picture.
He is Al.
Have you found Woody yet, Stuart? Have you found Woody yet?
He's still
that's my
Trying to
you've-
fight Sid.
You've stolen his
Let's see
van.
it, 50.
You've stolen his van.
That's good. But I'd appreciate if he could pay for it then.
Oh, here's a question. Thoughts on the rumours that the chocolate bar Kit Kat could be a new shirt sponsor in 2026?
No, we're Tottenham going to be sponsored by Flake.
Yes. Spurs
Wow.
are going to be Flake.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I like
yeah,
plastic recycling, so we keep
You got
recycling the
double-decker
bottles.
for the parade bus?
On the screen.
finding Woody. He's still finding Woody. He's still looking for him. And
That's
he's
the
still
game I
looking
play
for
with
Clark.
Mama K on Friday nights.
It's a biscuit for
Hey,
sake.
Cousy.
Cuba. It is a chocolate bar, and we got Dave O's. Shut up. Big up, you beautiful bastards. Hope you're all well. I need some Bobby K loving. Well,
Got lots for you, big guy. Got lots for you. Haven't
that's
seen you
what
in a
you've
while.
got to go
Hope
to
you're well, my
Canada.
man.
You don't stick in Chigwell and go to Canada. I'm not buying that.
How
cracker
can
Kit Kat.
how can Kit Kat be a biscuit when there's no biscuit inside a Kit Kat? It's a wafer.
Wafer is technically a biscuit.
If
Nah,
you're
wafer's
trying to
a
find way
wafer.
to get Cougar,
Wafer's
come
a
on, mine,
wafer.
that's one way.
Is this just gonna? Are we gonna have to get Paul Stewart out again?
But we all know he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a football player.
So
Big
does
up
that
Paul
mean
Stewart.
a blue ribbon is a biscuit or a chocolate bar?
Blue ribbon is a ribbon.
Do you know what blue ribbon chocolate bars are? No.
No, I never heard that one.
They're like old school, like my nan used to buy them. They're like wafer biscuit with chocolate over the top.
Blue ribbon. Oh.
Good afternoon, guys. Bobby
How are
K
you?
always brings a certain class to stream. Smash. Yes, he does.
I like the way. Thank you for putting it politely. A certain class, a lower class.
He says you're classy. He says you're classy. It doesn't matter what a Kit Kat is. Yes, it does. UEFA is a biscuit. Yes, it is. Blue Ribbon is a biscuit. Clearly, no, it is not. I just want to disagree with Kuva, so he comes on the stream.
Yeah.
The more if we keep on disagreeing with Kuva, he's going to get really annoyed, and he's going to jump on the show, and we're going to have an argument. Big up, Paul Stewart. Even when he's wrong about it, no, he's correct. We've got Dave O's in here. I'm off to Yorkshire tomorrow. Is that closer to Canada? No, it is not.
That's right around the corner, big guy. Right around.
Yes,
the corner.
it's right around the corner. But Bobby, is there anything you would like to bring to the table? There's no.
I have something, but it's really shit disturbing, and I'm so glad he put his camera back on for it right now, because I had this conversation with Kuva yesterday, and I said, "Is this something you'd be interested in talking about?" But he shot me down immediately because it was football related. Now,
Okay.
No.
When you say it's disturbing, my mind was all over the place, thinking this could.
oh
this
no,
could really-
that kind of stuff is not disturbing to me. Football disturbs me. I'm talking about what's disturbing to me.
Okay, we're good. We're good. I was like,
You
oh,
get the
here we go.
shivers when people mention Tottenham Hotspur. People start shivering. Tottenham
Yeah.
Hotspur.
But,
Ooh.
it's a dark topic though, not dark, but one that I think will kick a few people around to get opinions they might not want to give. But I asked Kuva yesterday, and I had this conversation with my cousin who kind of made me the Spurs fan. Was Sol Campbell really that wrong to do?
Why are you?
Oh no, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about it.
Oh,
I
shoot.
would like to answer
He
that.
just put it.
I would like to answer that. I would like to answer that.
I
think Sol Campbell had it,
because it's debatable, is it?
but he
not?
had every right. No, it's not. It's not even a debate. Of course, he did the right thing.
No, what he
For
did.
him,
For me personally, I'll just start by saying the way he did it was wrong. But what I think he did, when you look back at what he's achieved in that time versus what we achieved.
I will
Go
say
ahead,
very
James.
quickly on this. I will say we kind of touched on this on the Two Mark show on Monday. When that person
he's
left
not
our
a
club,
human being.
when he left,
He's not a
when he
human
left
being.
the football club, he was the best centre back in world football, in my opinion. Not just the Premier League, in world football. He could have gone anywhere. He went where he did, which is something you should never do ever. But he went. That was Gemini just saying you haven't got anywhere. Bobby, you need to have a word with my Gemini. But
Gemini, he's still
Hello,
on
Gemini tech
holiday.
support.
He's still on
Hello?
holiday.
Yes, your account number, please.
He's still on holiday.
I don't know why Gemini, but yeah, he could have gone anywhere in the world. I think James can obviously have his opinion, but I think the better conversation is a talk about the Great Belgian Barrier retiring.
Yes, I'd rather.
That's
talk
a
about
better
that.
conversation to have, but I'll let James, because James wanted to come in on that. But mate, I can't believe you went there. I
I can't believe you brought that up.
You know what? It was just it's been honestly something that's in my head. I'm very curious to hear what James has got to say about it now.
No, I think if you take your passionate Tottenham head away,
Yes.
of course he did the right thing. Like, of course he did the right thing for himself, his career, his family, everybody. Of course he did the right thing for him. I mean, I actually hate the guy, so I don't want to take the hatred away from it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, the amount of conversations he must have had with Daniel Levy went, yeah, but next season but maybe.
Well, it was Alan
he
Sugar.
probably
It was Alan Sugar. It was.
Alan Sugar.
Sorry, Sugar.
Allegedly, Alan Sugar wanted to sell Sol Campbell for 25 million to Manchester United, and apparently he was told not to because apparently he was going to sign the contract, and then it didn't happen. So it's a real issue. Again, if he'd come out and said publicly, "I am joining Arsenal," and he did it,
Yeah.
I think he wouldn't have the hate he's got. It's the fact he said, I'm staying, and then went.
Okay,
That's
the only
the
reason that I'm so happy you said that, Ben, because this is what kind of stemmed a lot of this, is the whole Trent thing that's going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
He has turned around and said, you know what, I am leaving. I am going to go on to what I see as greener pastures, instead of sitting here at the club that made me what I am and becoming a legend and potentially having a statue even outside down the road. I'm going to go. And he said, I'm going to go, and he's still getting absolutely blasted and hated. And sorry, I have to say, the fact that I'm agreeing with something that Scott said, I shouldn't have even
that makes me
brought
feel
this up.
sick, to be
But
honest.
if you look at the whole thing and you watch and hear certain things and you put it together, first of all, he said he's staying. Second of all,
Yes.
he said, Spurs made me, Spurs got me to where I am. When you hear that and you say I'm a Spurs man, you know about Big W, you know about the other.
Dean.
You've grown up with the rivalry. Secondly, you could have gone anywhere, and wherever he would have gone at the time, Man U would have won stuff. Liverpool would have won stuff. Barcelona would have won stuff. Inter Milan, AC Milan. He had the pick of the.
Yeah,
If any other club, it would be, so we understand why you've done it. It would be disappointing that you've walked out for free, and you said, but the guy also said he was prepared to stay, but wanted a contract that was so far. Put it this way, it will put him near the top earners of Spurs now.
Yeah.
He would say like 140 a week, or between 100 to 140 a week, and said, if I don't get Champions League football,
I can leave for free.
I can leave for free. It was like, well, that was never, ever, 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 ever going to happen. Did he make the right decision career-wise for trophies and everything? Of course he did. I always said if I was a League Two player and Arsenal came in for me, I wouldn't sign for Arsenal. I just point blank would refuse, no matter what, to sign for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And if you're a Spurs man and a Spurs fan and been born that way, you don't make that move. You don't make that move, especially when you've got the cream of the crop of world football after.
Right, not disagreeing at all. What I'm basically saying is, if, like James already kind of said, if we removed our Spurs hats kind of thing, or a career decision, we all agree it was the right one for him to make, because we see what his career would have been here. We're just very pissed off in the way he did it. The fact that he was just basically a Judas, and the fact that he lied. What really pisses me off about him now is that he lied to Dave's sister. You don't lie.
How dare you lie to Dave's sister?
You lied to Sister O. Screw you, Campbell. That's it. We can change topics now. I'm done with this guy.
Bobby was always the one that said he didn't want to talk football, and now he's the one that's.
I thought, you know what? I'm coming
football.
back, and people are expecting me to be all happy and jovial and talk about Pornhub. Let's change it up a bit.
You know what the sad thing is that's probably the best thing that's happened to Spurs in the last 20 years. That's how crap it's been being a Spurs fan.
Everything. We're moaning about everything.
You know what? I've actually got a broader football conversation. It's not just Spurs, it's football in general. Obviously, right now, we know we need, after Kane, we need an elite striker, a Gyökeres, a Sesko, whoever you want to pick. And I was having this conversation with, I can't remember who I was having I was on Twitter. Do people think that since football has gone from 4-4-2 England, where it was two strikers, to now just the one, the quality of striker has gone absolutely downhill? You only get the elite, because why I'm saying that is you had partnerships. You had big man, little man. You had creator. You had your Sheringhams and your ruthless finisher. You had your Coles and Yorks. Everyone had four strikers, and they all had different things to it. And you had four on the bench, and you could mix and match and do whatever. But now it's like you got one striker that has to do the whole thing. You either play wingers that cross it in, or wingers that come in and shoot. And now you have like two strikers and maybe a utility player that can play across the line. So do people think
that's the case at elite football, though, Brian? Because if you talk with Perchy about Spanish football, because Perchy used to live in Spain, he loves Spanish football, he would tell you the majority of teams in Spain play 4-4-2. The majority of teams in Spain play 4-4-2. So I think elite Premier League has changed for sure. I don't think world football has really changed.
No, I think it has. If you look at it back in the
I
day,
disagree, though. I disagree.
James, let me just say this, and then I'll let you cut. If you look at it back in '99, early 2000s, whatever, you had loads of world strikers. You had strikers around the world that when it came to the World Cup, you're like, oh my God, look at this partnership. Look at Christian Vieri. Look at Davor Suker. You had loads of them. Whereas now you have your Haalands, your Mbappes, your Harry Kanes. You've got other good strikers.
There are no hit. There used to be one hitman in your team that was only his job. I think it's because football's become more.
It's because it's only one striker. The need to have two strikers. There's no
designated goal scorer anymore. There's no designated goal scorer. Like we used to have 4 hitmen play for Tottenham. We had Berbatov, Keane, Defoe, and
Roman Pavlyuchenko,
Kenny Canute. Eugene is saying Perchie thinks Brian, but here's the question though: is Perchie better than Brian Hill?
Is he better than Brian Hill?
I'll go first, and I'll say not with that beard. Perchie shit, that thing, man.
Is Perchie better than Brian Hill?
James, what was you going to say about the strikers?
Yeah, you said about like Spanish football play 2 at top or whatever, but if you look at the elite of the elite, Champions League, even Europa League, how many players play with 2 strikers? None. The top level, 2 strikers, there isn't any. That for me is because everything now, I don't know how to explain it, but everything now is system based. Like I want my player to be here, or that player to be there, or this player to be here. And when I was growing up watching football, it was sort of your Gareth Bales, your Ronaldinhos, your Ginolas, Hazards, your Zolas. They didn't have positions. They were game winners. They were, I play football. Even Jermaine Defoe with a Berbatov. Berbatov would do the sort of the hold-up play, and Defoe would just do Defoe. And you saw it in the Legends game. It was just sort of, let me see what I can do to score a goal. Now it's like, well, this wing-back has to invert and be here, and that midfielder must be here, and we need to overload this with this.
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw a game where one man decided to take it on his own and win the game? It doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. You're right. It's almost like American football, James, where it's become a system of how the entire team plays as a unit versus what one individual skill can bring. Hey, big up Vanilla Vinny.
Vanilla Vinny has got 13 months of membership. Big up.
What did you just call him?
Vanilla Vinny.
Vanilla Vinny.
And
you don't know that, dude?
No, I've got it. I've never heard you say that.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's Rumi, Ride or Die. This man, this guy's getting more nicknames.
Tom
Tom 81 has many nicknames.
Well, Tom was in the shop a while ago, and he was sitting where Will is, but it wasn't that bright behind him, so he looked a little bit darker. So I thought it was a fellow that looked like this, not like
Vanilla
this.
Vinny.
So I thought it was Vinny.
I can't, mate. Honestly, this show, Swifty has come up with Eldorado's Better Than Kill is one of the funniest things I've seen. But Vanilla Vinny, oh my dear. Oh my day.
And Vinny is Chocolate Tom.
Yes, we call him Chocolate Tom now.
Yeah.
CT, baby.
But the other thing, talking about the striker thing, why everyone changed for Pep or whoever it was to these four. I'd love to see a team, and maybe even Tottenham, just go, do you know what? Fuck this. Everyone's playing this formation now. Let's go back to 4-4-2. Everyone adapted because everyone started playing one at the front.
Yeah.
And it started. Why don't people just say, I mean, obviously it won't be Ange won't do it. But why don't someone say, do you know what? Let's go 4-4-2 and start with 2 strikers again.
We've got Shemtang has
got 2 strikers.
We don't have 2 strikers. We've got Shem saying, leave it out, Coors. Thank you so much for 6 months of membership. Big up. Leipzig.
And sorry, just to Shemtown. I know I haven't been on in a while, but I just want to say last time I know his mum wasn't doing that wonderful. She was a bit up and down. So I hope mum's feeling better, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Big up the mums. Big up the mums. Vanilla Ice Baby. Indeed.
No, I think it should be Vanilla Tom Rumi.
Yes. Yeah.
Give him his own version. Come on.
My favourite time watching Tottenham was when we had Crouch up front and Van der Vaart in behind him. 4-4-2. That was the best. That was the most fun.
Crouch and Defoe.
Crouch and Defoe as well. That was the best time I had as a Tottenham fan. The football we played with Modric and Palacios in midfield, or Modric and Huddleston, Bale on the left, Lennon on the right, Asuakoto and Shaw Lucas, sitting in as more traditional old school fullbacks with King and Dawson. I loved watching that team.
So I tell you what, let's have some favourite strike partnerships that weren't Tottenham.
Yes.
That
Favourite
weren't
strike
Tottenham?
partnership.
weren't Tottenham. I'm going to start with one, and I hate. Do you know what? I can actually start with two, and I can't believe that I'm going to say these two teams. Henry and Bergkamp.
Yep,
No
absolutely.
matter what you say, they were absolutely superb together. And the other one, because I loved both strikers.
You got to leave some for us too. You can't just name all.
No,
of
I'm
them.
just going to say one more, then I'm going to shut up. There's one more that I loved, and it's from the other fucking crap team in Chelsea that I can't stand. And I love both these strikers. One of them did play for us, was Idager Johnson and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Yes, they were excellent.
I loved Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Absolutely loved him. But I loved Ida as well. It's just a shame we got him at the end. Now I shut up, Bobby. Off you go.
Oh, I didn't have an answer. I was just.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's on our team. You want me to know who's on other people's teams? Honestly, jokes aside, I know because football-wise, there wasn't many options, so you watch whatever was on TV. But the United strike partnerships over the time have always been fantastic. You had Cole there with York, and then you had Rooney with Van Nistelrooy. I really like, even when Van Persie and Rooney came together. There's who was with Drogba at Chelsea?
It would have been Lampard.
Well,
Okay,
that
so that's
would
not
be
a strike
strike partner,
partnership
would it?
then. Okay, so he was a solo guy up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and sorry, I'm not gonna. I'm doing what I just told Brian not to do. I'm just gonna name every striker I can, so none of you have an answer. It's all yours, James.
Oh, mate, Kuva's come up with a great one. Kuva's come up with a great one.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Kuva's
Flower
come up with
power.
So there was, I know this is, I'm going sort of like not controversial, but a bit lower down the league. And back in the day, was Obafemi Martins for Newcastle.
Yes.
But that's a strike partnership.
No, and he played with the other really fast guy. Oh, I can't remember, but I remember going.
I'll bring you one. Demba Ba and Pape.
I knew you were going to say, mate. Mate, Papa Cisse was just scoring goal of the seasons every week, weren't he?
What happened to those players that blossomed and had one season where you was like they're the best player in the world, and then they never existed again?
Well,
do you remember Michu? Was it Michu from Swansea?
Michu at Swansea, yeah.
Oh, Michu, mate. You know
that's got to be one of the best seasons ever.
That's actually an even better conversation. One season wonder strikers. I'll start Harry Kane. Harry Kane.
Butriciano, Sanchez.
Harry Kane's the biggest one season wonder.
Yeah, Kevin Phillips.
One season wonder, yeah. It's got to be someone like me too.
Brilliant. These two, mate, Quinn and Phillips.
Yeah.
What unbelievable.
Eto and Milito at Inza.
Eto, yeah.
Class.
What about R9 and who was with him at Real?
Who
was it? Rafigo?
Raul was with him.
Yeah. Oh, kudos.
Yeah. How lovely.
Done.
End the show.
That is a strike partnership.
The Kang.
No, there could have been a Ben and Brian here, but never mind. No. Dear Jesus Christ.
Clive Allen on his own, 49.
Mate, but one season one. I'm going to go way back. Do people remember a guy who went to Blackburn in the end? He was a defender for Sheffield Wednesday, but then they put him up front, Paul Warhurst. I'm speaking to younger people than me. There's Tom 81 and Stuart and others will remember Paul Warhurst. Mate, he was incredible. He went up as a striker. He was a centre-back. He scored something like 25 goals in one season.
Yeah.
He was insane.
Afternoons in the name of Graham. Afternoons in the name of Graham.
Who was like one of your favourite strikers to watch, but like not generic, so like not like Messi played there or thereabouts, but one of your favourite attacking players, who would you say that you've just kind of related with?
Robbie Fowler.
Related to or just love watching?
Robbie Fowler. I love him more than I put it this way. Back in the day when Fowler and Shearer were going, if you'd offered me Shearer or Fowler, I would have chosen Fowler. And listen, Shearer got the more goals and everything. I just think Robbie Fowler was absolutely exceptional. I absolutely loved watching him. He was superb.
The Sheriff and Lager. Alexandra Pato was class at
He
Milan.
was.
Ben Gianni had a great celebration.
He did.
Shearer,
So what was that guy? It was his name Andy Carroll, the guy that was
Andy Carroll,
to
yeah.
Liverpool.
He's still playing. He's still at Bordeaux.
Wow.
Tom,
but once he made that move, he never kind of bounced back, did he? No matter where he went.
Jordan Rhodes.
So
Jordan Rhodes.
For me, the greatest striker, not to do with like playing wise, but for me, was Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is just one guy that just the arrogancy of him. Just
Yes.
who was it?
I don't think it was arrogance. It was aura. He hadn't, because he would say something incredibly stupid, but then he'd do it.
Yeah.
He'd say, "Zlatan's going to do this," and then he'd turn up in the MLS, probably too good to play in the MLS,
Do it.
and he'd just batter them.
Well,
He'd
you
batter
saw what
them.
he did when he
who
went to LA,
who
right?
was it? Who was it when he signed for? I believe he signed with Inter, but the season before that, their Inter Milan centre back like wiped him out and nearly broke his leg. He signed for Inter, pretended to be his friend for 2 seasons. The moment he left, he like kicked him. Did he chop him in half and then like kicked him as he walked away? And then after an interview, they said like, "Who's your old teammate?" And he was like, "Yeah, I waited 3 years to do that." I was just like, yeah.
I
No,
can't.
when he went to LA Galaxy, I don't know if you guys saw this, but LeBron James was at the Lakers and he sent him a jersey welcoming him to LA as a gift, and he signed it and sent it back to him.
Yeah.
Did you see?
You're so
I think
awesome.
it's the yeah.
And then
I
he
think
put
it's
up
the
that
U- is it
billboard
the
saying
New
you
York
already
Times?
have a king and now you have a god.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the New York
Awesome.
Times. It's the paper that is like the centre page is always the same thing. It's about the biggest artist. He paid for it, didn't he? And paid for him to be in both centre pages. And then he was like, "Yeah, the king's arrived" or something on this centre page of the
And
New
then
York
when he
Times.
left, he did the same thing and he just put you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
When
say,
he left,
Tom,
you're welcome. That's it. Nothing
This-
else.
this man that Tom's
Crazy
just said,
wicked.
this is why we're roomies. He is the player that I wish I had seen live.
Yeah.
He is the player, and I mean that over Messi. Oh my God, my God.
I remember when I was at
My God.
Dagon I was 7 years old in 2002. And I remember watching the 2002 World Cup in Korea and Japan on a crappy little television. He was the guy that made me love football. I was like, we liked football. I was going to games at that point, not as because Will when we had our 2 season tickets, it would be alternated. Will would go 1 week and I would go. That was before Will just decided Formula One was better for him, and he got bored with it.
I just got bored of getting beaten.
But
Bored of turning up, going 3-0 and getting beaten 5-3. It happened too many times in 1 year, and that was the end of it.
When Ronaldinho
made me love football.
Well, not just that. When Ronaldinho scores a hat trick at the Bernabeu and gets clapped off by the Real Madrid fans, then you know something special has just happened.
Yeah.
Honestly, that you used to watch him in games. I've seen the little flicks and tricks. Messi is, don't get me wrong, Messi has gone on to bigger accolades and everything, but Ronaldinho
showed him the ropes, so
yeah, he is an entertainer. He is, honestly, if someone said I had to sit down and watch a football, apart from Gaza, obviously, outside of Spurs, Ronaldinho, I could watch all goddamn day. Unbelievable.
We got the homie with 5 months of membership. I'd give him the fist bump. Thanks for 5 months of membership. Really support us. If you do wish to support the coffee company, you can become a member or you can send us a super chat. All your proceeds do go to help growing a small business. And thank you to everyone that has become a member of the channel. It helps us out a lot. Destiny,
See, I think Ronaldinho is different.
Ben,
Go on.
you had a question that you passed that was for Brian. We got to do it before Paddy runs away, right? Because he's probably working.
Yeah, I saw it. I started it. And the thing is, last time I was asked that question, it got clipped, but not clipped with the extra part of it. So Paddy knows what my answer was. Let's just say times 2. That's all I'm going to say because it's not getting clipped. Times 2.
Okay, so you're saying you would go to dinner twice with both of them?
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that. Disclaimer.
You heard it here live, folks. Brian wants to go to dinner with me.
Paddy knows. Paddy knows. And I also want to say once again, and I will say it once again, I saw him in the comments yesterday on our Change for Tottenham show, but I was too busy. Paddy, I've messaged him privately. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. My nephews went to their first game for the Legends game, and I spoke to Paddy very briefly and said, is there anything you could do? Bang, in the programs for them to be surprised. I told my sister, or actually my brother-in-law, to make sure you get a program. Didn't tell them why.
Yeah.
Just going through the program, bang, the looks on their face.
Yeah.
Paddy, from the bottom of my heart, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I know that look because I saw Little K's face when he opened up the program.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So you might be a pain in my ass, but you are a class act.
Yeah. Everyone is better than Maradona and the cheating. Beep. Always the app he did. He was absolutely brilliant. I'm off to get my Barnet cut. Where are you going?
Davo, take care, bro.
Where's Davo going to get his Barnet cut? There aren't many places in this area anymore.
You know the second part of it, Paddy. You know the second part of it.
Oh, Paddy, you better send me that clip.
I'm sorry if anyone
Please,
did not.
why am I even saying please don't? He bloody well will.
Oh yeah, for sure he will. He's probably editing it right now.
Yeah,
adding a little bit of Bollywood dance music.
No, he's currently adding some Irish music to it and adding a couple of shamrocks just to make sure you know.
It was mate. So yeah.
It's like those touristy bars in Ireland. You know you're getting a crap pint of Guinness when they draw a shamrock on your Guinness. You know you're getting a crap pint of Guinness, and when you get a good pint of Guinness, they just give you a bloody pint of Guinness. They don't draw these stupid shapes on it. Whoa.
Says the guy that does that with his coffee.
Different thing. Different thing.
Oh, dear.
I'm not giving
that.
That.
When you do the leave out stuff, I know you're getting a coffee either way.
No, but there's a thing with Guinness. There's a thing. I chatted to David O'Leary. I asked him the best striker who faced. He replied, Rush and Dalglish. Yeah, they were class.
Stuart, you mentioned David O'Leary, and all right, he's a part of the filth. He's actually good friends with my dad. He's one of the nicest guys you could ever wish to meet. He used to come into my dad's shop and buy all his suits and everything. Even when he was in Aston Villa, he used to come down to London to see my dad and get. I've known him since I was about, how old was I? 9, 10, 11 maybe. Honestly, one of the most friendliest, nicest men you could ever wish to meet. He is an incredible guy. I've got all the time in the world for O'Leary. Magnificent person.
Magnificent player as well.
He was, but absolutely, honestly, he's a better man than he was player, and he was a bloody good player.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Who's everyone's favourite non-Tottenham player? They're not allowed to replace. So you can't say Sheringham Bobby because he played for United. Who's everyone?
So somebody that was never associated to Tottenham at all.
No one who's never associated with a Tottenham.
Easy.
Ever.
What if they support Tottenham?
No.
No?
Well, actually, no. You can have that. You can have that. You can have that.
So
I love it when Bobby goes side profile.
Here they are, right here. There's my 2 favorite players of all time.
Do you know what?
Shut up, Will.
It would be Ronaldinho, but because we've spoken about him, I'm going to name another one. I'm going to go Italian 90. I think Roberto Baggio.
Baggio was class.
Absolutely incredible. But then you got Georgie Hadji as well, who I loved. Hadji was a baller. I would have to, obviously, I would have to say Baggio. Baggio was insanely good.
Yeah, for me, I'm going Del Piero. I love Del Piero. I thought he was just something else, man.
Barbaric saying Batistuta, Batigol.
Yeah, that was the other one that was up there, buddy. And even Hernan Crespo, I really liked him.
Yeah, I can go back in the day as well and say Ruud Gullit in his day. Ruud Gullit in his day was unbelievable.
But are we talking players that we like or the best players? Because we're kind of naming all the best players.
Best football player was Rodney Trotter in his impression of Ruud Gullit.
Yes. Rodney Trotter.
What was that, sorry?
Romario and Bebeto. Romario. Pirlo.
I used to like
Yaya Toure.
I used to like Hulk. Remember Hulk?
Yeah.
Remember Hulk?
The guy who married his wife's niece?
Yes.
But funnily enough, who AVB wanted to bring to Spurs with the bail money, and we didn't get him. So
that guy was a monster, man.
Leandro Demal.
Him.
Good to see you, Lisa. Hopefully you're well.
Well, thank you, Lisa.
Pirlo. Gerard Piqué. Interesting.
Oh, Pirlo's a great shout.
You know, someone that doesn't get shouted out enough is Puyol, Carlos Puyol. What a defender
he was.
What a defender!
What a leader!
Absolute monster of a defender.
What about Busquets?
Busquets as well. Busquets, Pro Evo. If you know, you know.
I had a thing for Jaap Stam as well. For talking about
mate,
I thought that guy was just a ridiculous brick wall.
What about Manu Vidic? That is a defender how I want to see a defender defend.
Mate, so who would you choose over Vidic and Stam?
Yeah, Hollywood.
Vidic, all day long, not even close.
Mate, I'm Stam. I Stam when he came, mate. He looked like
close,
an absolute colossal. Jaap Stam for me. My God, what I'd put him right up there in one of the best defenders that played in the Premier League. I
think Vidic was better than Rio Ferdinand by the time they were both at United at the same time, by a mile.
It depends. It depends which way you like.
Ferdinand did the I'll play the ball out nicely, but the moment there was a 50-50, it was always Vidic clearing up from Ferdinand's mistakes. I'm not saying Ferdinand's terrible here, but for me, Vidic as a defender.
I was saying in Savage Stream, the best partnerships, you have a brute force brick and you have a cultured defender.
Correct.
That was the ultimate partnership, the class and the reading of the game of Rio Ferdinand and the absolute monster that was Nemanja Vidic.
I'm so sorry. I've got it. Can we go backwards in the stream? Because I can't believe I said Del Piero before I said Maldini.
Maldini's another one.
You know, because now that we have Maldini 2.0 on our team, that'd be Mickey Van de Ven, by the way, for you those don't know, the greatest football player of all time. Not only is he just beautiful, but he is a perfect specimen of what a footballer should be. Speed, pace, beauty, respect, and love.
Bobby, are you coming to the yard on Thursday?
What's the name of the left winger?
There's a good chance. That's why I said it, because watching Bobby when Mickey Van de Ven, he's my favourite player as well, but literally, he makes a 5-yard pass. Bobby's up clapping, going, great pass, Mickey. He's blowing it high.
He's like you with Jan Vertonghen.
Pretty much.
And
not Thursday, though. Tomorrow.
Graham's actually Graham saw
next week.
We'll talk.
One of the reasons that Graham supported Spurs is he wanted to see George Best play. So he watched Man United versus Tottenham, and then he fell in love with Tottenham because Jimmy Greaves was playing.
Yep.
George Best. What a the man that he was probably 6 pints down. He'd still be the best player on the pitch by 17,000 years. He was
like Gaza.
Gaza was overrated.
Like Tony Adams in his day. Maybe there was something in it all along.
I
think Gaza was overrated.
Mate, what? I'm going to let that slide. Why have you let Bobby out? You don't need to single me out. It's fine. I know what he's doing. This is the new Brian. I don't react to this.
The hell out of this one.
I was talking to James yesterday, and I said to him, apart from his goalkeeping and WWE nonsense he speaks, he's a really good guy, and he's just proven that point even further. But But no, maybe we need to get Brennan Johnson
We'll
pissed.
put these two together on that side over there. That's the
Maybe we get Brennan pissed.
Maybe it might work.
Maybe that's the maybe these players were onto something.
Well, the tactics we play, Aki, that makes all the players look like they're pissed, and you all know it. But I now have to play this to James Flowers.
You know what? You just made the list. Oh no! Oh, here we go.
He hasn't just made the list. There's a new list being created just for
He's
him.
on the list. He's like
Just
Chris
for him.
Jericho. Everyone.
Way to go, James. You're number one.
I'll rip that list off and put it up your candy ass.
I can't wait. I cannot. Not for that. To see you.
Brian,
Not for
yeah.
that.
Looking
Not
forward
for
to that.
Yeah, mate. It's all I'm thinking about now. Oh, mate, Showboat.
This guy was a great player as well.
That's what I was going to say earlier.
He wasn't
Yeah.
a great player. He was a great showboater. He was not.
He's still Harry Winks, but
He. I was watching. Who was I watching? It was. I think it was Jamie O'Hara. They were doing something on TalkSport talking about showboats and cult hit whatever. And he used to say, "Do you know what? At Spurs training, when he first came, he'd come to training. Remember, they had some good. We had some good players, but like very good players. And he was like, he'd take 6 of us on, and then just lose the ball every time he got the ball. It's like if this guy could learn to pass, he'd be right up there. He said he was one of the most incredible things to players to watch, but one of the most frustrating players to play alongside.
You know, it takes 7 players on and fall over.
Yeah. Well, it's Neil Warnock. I'll tell you what, another great football documentary, if people have seen it, was the QPR one, which is one of the first ones, I believe, that did it when they were sacking managers left, right, and centre. And even Neil Warnock used to say, like we said, Ginola, just stay up there, don't defend, just give him the ball. As soon as you get the ball, just give it to him. Just give it to him and then support him. That was I can't remember what the 4-year plan. QPR, the 4-year plan is a brilliant, brilliant documentary.
I just love Neil Warnock when he says, "I don't want my funeral to be sad and everyone crying. When at my funeral, I want everyone to be chanting Neil Warnock. Right. He's a wanker. He's a wanker." You know what? I respect that. He wants everyone to boo him at his own funeral. I like that. He's the best player in the world in training. Yes,
mate. He honestly, he had some skills. He had some
serious quality. A Delta act. He really. Well, do
you remember as well the other player we had that everyone thought was going to be brilliant that we got from Barcelona, Giovanni Dos Santos?
Yes, Ronaldinho
did really, really well wherever he went, mate. He looked like he was going to be a complete showboater.
You know who else?
Apart from
Yannick
Bobby,
Bellatti.
apart from Bobby, you two must have watched Soccer AM at one point.
Of
Remember
course.
Showboat on Soccer? I used to
Great
love
age.
Showboat.
Great age.
Great. No, that's a Soccerettes. That's a completely different thing.
Great age.
Great age. I'm going to have to show that to Bobby later. We're going to have to show that to Bobby after the stream's done.
Sad times have changed, eh? They'd bring a girl out, it should be like 30. They're like, great age.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
There was something I shared to a couple of people on Twitter. They shut up. I'm not going to. I'll share it. If it was today's day and age, this Sky would have been cancelled. It just it shows how things have
But
changed.
Showboat was brilliant when they would show the week's worth of skills. That was always brilliant. I used to love that.
Yannick Bellatti basically had his own 5 minutes.
They had the crossbar challenge. And what's the one? What was the one?
Freestyle.
That's it.
Freestyle, yeah.
I love the drum and bass tune they played in the background.
Yeah.
Naim was another one. Naim was good. From the
Naim. See, now Tom will know, and people of our age, Swifty and Graham, who's in here, and everyone. After the 1990 World Cup, we played Man City and beat them 3-1. Gary Lineker scored the first. Gazza scored the third. But Naim literally ran through the midfield and then played a brilliant ball to Lineker to score the second. He went round celebrating it like he'd scored the goal. Naim on his day, my God. And then obviously he did God's work in a Real Zaragoza shirt.
Great stuff. Great stuff. What is the best skill you've ever seen a footballer do? What is your
I think
best?
Yannick Bolasie versus Christian Eriksen has to be right up there. That was just an absolute disgrace.
Do you know what, one of the things when you say the first thing I think of, and it's a former Spurs player, because I don't know how the thought process, because I've never seen anyone else do it, was when Berbatov did that thing on the touchline to set up Ronaldo when he did the spin. I've never seen anyone just the thought process. You got to remember, not only just pulling it off, because if it don't pull off, you look stupid. But the fact that he had the brain to do it, that's another great one. But I think of as that Berbatov spin on the touchline.
What about
one of the first things we've ever seen? I've got to go with my first introduction into Teddy Sheringham. It was when England were playing against Bulgaria in '92, and he basically, from the halfway line, cut through 3 Bulgarians and then sent a pinpoint perfect pass to Les Ferdinand in the box, who chested it down and just volleyed it, smashed it straight in. And it was the first, at that point, football wasn't really accessible here. So that was the first time I remember I'm in a pub and at 16 years old, and I saw this happen, and I watched everybody around me just absolutely go nuts. And I'd never experienced that feeling, that euphoria of everybody else around me celebrating the goal like that and everything like that. So it's a stained memory that I'll always keep. But it was just one of the best things I had ever seen in football in a live match at that point. So that'll always be my
what about
favorite.
one of the most underrated? One of the most underrated has got to be Lamela versus Arsenal, surely.
The
Rabona, yeah.
That was that to actually. I mean, like to try that in a game like that. If he would have fell over there or miskicked the ball, he would have got.
Yeah, but the thing is, you say that to try it. He did it from the edge of the area in a European game. He
was
don't
a great
care.
finish as well.
He don't care. I mean, the cheek to do it. I mean, Gazza's done that on a penalty. Gazza, trendsetter, years and years before.
Oh,
I don't know. That's Bobby being silly buggers. I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? I was like, what is happening? But no, Lamela would have done that. I think Lamela would do that on the halfway line rather than use his right foot.
How about Harry Winks' goal from the sideline?
Oh, in Europe.
Yeah, the European
the free
goal.
kick.
Europa League, yeah.
Kick. Yeah, that was supposed to be a pass that he claimed was a goal. That was,
that was never a pass, Bobby. That was always a strike.
Oh, yeah.
You mean like
I believe it, man. We're talking about Harry Winks.
You mean
all
like
anybody wanted, side to side, baby.
Like Papa Mate Sars against Palace and Aurier's against Brighton years ago. Those lovely cross shots.
I think Papa Mate Sars.
Remember to call me back.
I don't, honestly, my football brain it's I don't know why it's I could. Do you know what?
You don't remember to call somebody back? I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
No, but the weirdest thing is someone will say to me, "Oh, do you remember that time when we did this?"
Nope.
And the way I start remembering it is I go back and I remember when Spurs played and what the result was. I was like, yeah, I remember what we did then, but I don't know how my brain's wired differently. My brain is wired so differently for some reason.
This reminds me, wasn't it that Timu Tainio guy, that Finnish guy? He smashed it. No, it was the Portuguese guys. Mendes was
Mendes.
Yeah,
Mendes.
Yeah.
Against Man United, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I actually remembered something.
You did.
Wow.
The one that hit the back of the net but didn't go over the line.
All right, good to see you guys.
That's a good one. I think one of the ones that I remember, England versus Germany, we were 2-0 down. And out of nowhere, Harry Kane hits a Cruyff turn outside the box. So he just gets it, Cruyff turn, bang, goal. And we won the game.
Wasn't that on like a special Cruyff thing as well? Wasn't it like the year he retired or something? Because there was
a Cruyff turn or something like that.
Yeah, he did it on the actual day as well. For me, Harry Kane is the greatest striker to ever play for Tottenham Hotspur from what I've seen.
No, he is. He is. From what we've seen,
the older boys are going
to.
Of course they will, but James
just
said
I didn't see them.
People asked before we listen. I would love to say Klinsmann. I'd love to say Klinsmann, but you cannot.
You can't argue.
Anyone of my age and younger can't say anything other than Harry Kane. Like you just can't. It doesn't matter if you say it for favouritism. You just have to say who's Tottenham's record goal scorer. Done.
His goal against Arsenal when he ripped the mask off. That thing's
that's amazing. That is one of my
We'll
favorites.
be dead,
That
gone,
was
and dust.
my
and that goal will
favourite
still
one
be
against the
replayed.
Arsenal was the game where his first game when he scored
The header.
two.
It's mine as well.
The header was pure Alan Shearer.
Yeah,
Bentleb, amazing cross from Bentleb, and he just powers it back where it came from. It was just a beautiful striker's header.
I don't think people realise how hard that is as well to go back across
yeah.
goal. It's very, I'd say easy. It's easy to knock it down or knock it into the near post, but to go back is like,
And
that's
you know
hard.
what?
Generate
You know what I
power
love
while
about
you're
that
moving
goal?
away.
What I love about that goal the most, and the other example is Beckham's free kick against Greece, is when you see the players start celebrating before it's actually officially crossed the net.
Yeah.
When they know, when they've hit it and they're like, yup, you see when they do that angle and you see the header and it's going that way, he's running off to the side before the ball's even gone the back of the net.
Okay, that being said, Brian, best celebration pre-goal.
It's got to be Beckham's free kick.
Yeah.
It's got to be Beckham's free kick against Greece. Got to be.
For me, it's Cantona's one when his collar's up and he just turns and he's just like, "Yeah, I am that."
Yeah.
He turned away right before the ball went in the net, and he's just like, "That's right."
Yeah, that's an icon. That is an iconic one. But I think every Englishman will remember Beckham at the last minute.
Oh yeah.
When he'd had a few free kicks and they were going nowhere near, but you see it and he is celebrating that not just before it goes in the net. It's like halfway. He's seen the goalkeeper's rooted. He is off, and the moment for it to happen that has to go, mate. I think you can't beat that.
Who was it that was running through on goal and they were about to shoot, and before they shoot, they put their arms up?
Ross Barkley.
That's it. His arms in the air, running towards goal, celebrating. He hasn't even shot yet, and then he.
Imagine if he
missed.
Could you imagine?
Question from Leo: will there be another Spurs striker in our lifetime to pass Harry Kane's goal record? No.
Not in our lifetime. No.
Can I caveat that?
Maybe in yours, but definitely not in mine and Brian's. I don't know how.
No, do you know what? I'm going to caveat that. If we get new owners and they spend properly and they go get someone, and I mean an elite striker, like the pinnacle, then you might just do. Because
no chance.
No.
Next
comment is why.
Mate, I honestly think you got to remember all the strikers. Forget Greavesy because Greavesy stayed. But you see now, Kane left this football club because of a lack of ambition, and he saw we were going nowhere. If we were going somewhere, and then we had brought in elite players to play alongside him, or players of a caliber that he deemed, he'd still be here and he would have broken it. But if new owners come in and they say, right, we are focusing fully on the football. It may take a couple of years to get us to that position where we can get those players. And let's say there's a Haaland somewhere a couple of years down the line and Spurs are able to get him. You never know.
You need an absolute freak.
There is only one player that could come back and score more goals than Harry Kane, and that's Harry Kane himself.
Yeah.
I think
it's not happening.
I don't see somebody staying more than 3 or 4 years at clubs anymore.
So you look at it, Jimmy Greaves' record stood for what? 60 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, no, I want to change my answer. I thought it was 40 for a minute. Then I realised it's not the 80s, it's the 60s. So I'll be at 60 years.
We'll be done.
Do you know what? If knowing my luck, we will happen. I'll be 106. I'll have dementia, and my grandchild or whoever will come up to me and go, "There's a new goal scorer record for Tottenham," and I'll be like, "Who's Tottenham?" So,
and then they'll say to you, "It's that club that you support, Mr. Daniel Levy." He's like, "Oh, I remember."
No, I was going to say he'll remember who Tottenham are. I have no idea who the grandchild is, though. Who are you?
Yeah, I'm going to say now because I can see the Harry Kane will not be back at this football club if Daniel Levy is the chairman, and I will die on that hill. With what I know, I will die.
Never know.
On that hill. No, I will die on that hill.
All right.
Daniel Levy at the end of the season brings back Poch and Harry Kane. Please, Daniel Levy, I will say nothing bad about you if you do that for me. Nothing.
Actually, let me count it. If Poch comes back, chance. But if it's Daniel Levy and any other manager than Poch,
The Brian is, he might, but he might not, but
Right behind
potentially.
you. Right,
No,
back.
listen. I know 100% he won't come back under Levy, as is now. Pochettino, like when players join for certain managers, there's players that will go.
Yes.
Hey, May. Oh, mate, Leo, without a doubt. Mate, till, like I've said, until that guy leaves.
No,
his
they
football-
will be like, kids, I can't flex my hands anymore.
No,
Can
I'll
you
be like,
flex my fingers for me? Flex
my fingers will move like a creaking door. Do you know what? I'd have to start at the beginning of the show, so
Yeah.
they're upright at the end of the show.
Yeah, there used to be this bloke I called Roomy back in the day. But on that note, guys, it is time to end the show. We will be back to.
It's Florida, man. We're not doing Florida.
No, we're not doing Brewing Bollocks today.
I thought it was Brian Bollocks. It's Wednesday.
Cooves not here. We can't do Brewing Bollocks without Cooves. But on that note, it's time to end the show. We will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. UK time, the usual time for the coffee company. But Aki, when are we next live on Tottenham on Tour? The world famous home of Levy out.
I might do something tomorrow night because Ilana is out at a work fair thing she's got to attend. So might do a cheeky pop-up live tomorrow, but it will be Toronto time. But I will say it's been a great show, although I will say I'm delighted we spoke about the Belgian barrier.
Yes.
Well, I think the talk about Vertonghen and Toby was electric, and people need to clip it and hear our thoughts.
I want to buy those.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I need to move my screen back a bit further in case it'll just look like this, wouldn't it? It'll be like, yeah.
I want to get some of those made. Flower Power. When can we next find you on a show?
That's when.
Sorry, I'm just picking up my son. Whenever I'm available, I'll happily be on here.
James,
Great
if you want to
stuff.
join me tomorrow night, if I go live, brother, you're more than welcome.
Bobby, when can we next find you on a show?
Yeah.
I like it. But on that note,
that's
it
nice.
is time to end the show. Thank you all very much for watching. Bobby, catchphrase.
Lick it before you stick it.
I like it.
The
Flower
fact that
Power,
that came to the top of your
catchphrase.
head. The fact that's the first thing.
And as always,
Everybody.
Raya out.
Let
And
it go. Let
take
it
it
go. James needs help. That's going to be my new saying when he's on board. James needs flout. James needs help. And as always, Levy out.
And as always, if you know what the cough is brewing. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Ciao for now.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, they seem impossible to score. So I dream on